Good day, Mr. Cropper.
Welcome back to Arnscote, Mistress Anne.
Mr. Cropper.
Cinder. Young master. Mr. Fletcher.
Thank you, Mr. Cropper.
Emma, take the baby upstairs. Good wife, Margaret. I'm glad to see you. And that you have kept Rachel and Hannah with you.
I've kept all the servants in employment, thanks to Mr. Fletcher's generosity. I am happy to see you, Mistress Anne.
It is painful to see the hall still half empty.
Oh, you know, at an age of searching, it took me even to find the buyer of the table. And another age of haggling to recover it. Mr. Cropper, a wagon will arrive today with other needful furnishings. See that they're all in place by tonight.
I shall, sir.
I must say, Mr. Cropper, that with the war now happily ended, we must thank you, indeed, all of you, for it is your work that has made this house fit for our return.
I have been steward to Arnscote Castle since my youth, sir. And as long as I am permitted to, I shall continue to serve Arnscote Castle.
Yes. Good, good.
Sir, what is this rumor about the king?
About the king? I've heard nothing.
Permit me to enlighten you. But first I must welcome you, Mr. Fletcher, to your new home. Ladies, Mistress Fletcher, I wish you all happiness under this roof.
Thank you, Colonel Marsh.
Yes, thank you, Colonel. But as to the king, he's at Holmby House in Northamptonshire, is he not?
The king is being escorted from Holmby with all honor and with his own officers and counselors about him to a place of greater security.
Margaret, you may withdraw now.
Yes. Hannah.
Mr. Cropper? You? Does the king travel of his own free will?
By the will of the Parliament, Mr. Fletcher.
This was never decided in the Parliament. The army has done this.
It is the army which guarantees the safety of all. Therefore, the army must decide how best to secure it.
I see. And the king is being taken a prisoner to London?
Under guard, sir, for his own good. To Hampton Court, I believe, where he will be able to confer with Parliament. Mr. Fletcher, I don't wish to incommode you, but I must maintain my quarters here for the time being. I expect orders to move soon.
We are, of course, at your service, Colonel, but I should like to enjoy privacy in my home.
Indeed, ma'am. For that reason, I have withdrawn to the south apartments, which are separate from your residence. They suffice for a headquarters, and there is accommodation for myself and my officers. We shall not intrude except in the kitchen.
Thank you.
The rest of my men are encamped in the park, and will only come and go hereabouts when on duty.
Cousins. Oh, my dear cousins. I'm sorry I was not on hand to welcome you. I have been so busy overseeing the move of the officers. But let me greet you now. Oh, dear Cousin John.
Cousin Susan.
I needed a little more bed linen.
Ah.
We heard our cousin was most assiduous in providing comforts, did we not?
After all, I was the only member of the family here. It was my place to act as hostess. But now you are here. The place is yours, Cousin Anne.
My cousin is most gracious.
I will look after the officers' quarters. You will have no worries there. Although I could happily keep my room here in the house. It is not far to come and go. Would you agree, Colonel?
I suggest you dwell in the south apartments, Mistress Potherow. It will facilitate your kind activities.
Very well. I give you good day, cousins. And hope for warmer regard than I received under the Lacy flag.
Colonel, it would give us pleasure if you dined with us tonight.
Unfortunately, we cannot invite other guests from your staff. We are but barely installed. I hope, though, that you are free to join us.
I accept with pleasure, ma'am. Now, if you will excuse me, my duties.
Of course.
Oh, you do recall that some of my men are quartered in the former church. It is but a shell since we cleansed it.
Oh, you did well, Colonel. We have no use for that gaudy church.
He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the tree of life, which is in the midst of the paradise of God. Revelation 7. Brothers, the war is over. We have overcome. Have we been given to eat of the tree of life? No. Have our wounds, our valors, our dead brought us to the paradise of God? No. Then we must claim what we have fought for. All through the army there are men, aye, regiments and officers ready to make that claim. And I stand here as one of them. Levelers we call ourselves, for we would level all men on earth, as all shall be equal before the throne of God. Aye, levelers. Here is our badge. That's the badge, that's the one. We do God's will. It must be wrought by earthly means, as it was in the war, when our swords and pistols spoke of the Almighty. And so it must be henceforth. We levelers say that Parliament must cease to be a meeting house of rich men, passing laws to render them richer. It must be elected by all in the land. Some of our leaders would not include servants and beggars, but I say all of proper age must vote. Aye. And a people's parliament would cast down the high and mighty. It would make laws for the people. It would feed the people. It would bring us to the paradise of God.
Where? Strangers!
Wait.
Why, Corporal Saltmarsh, 'tis your old dad.
Father, what brings you here?
I got a load of iron on the cart. Your colonel ordered it for shoeing. Will you help me unload?
We'll do it for you.
What's amiss, Dad? Sam's a farrier, and is your own son.
He is Cain. He hath shed his brother's blood. 'Tis only by God's mercy Will is strong again to help me at the forge. You three come, give me a hand.
Will you never let bygones be bygones?
You're hard on him, Dad. 'Twas war.
I curse your war. And I curse them that led my Sam into shedding a brother's blood. I cared naught for causes. But now I say, God rot Cromwell! And God bless the king! And you can hang me if you wish.
Hang ye, Dad! We'll help ye, curse as ye may. George Jeremiah, come on. Come along, Dad.
Aye, I've only will for son now. And he's for the king. And I'm proud of him.
'Tis rack and ruin everywhere, my friends. Now, I speak as a soldier. I well remember when I was with the Duke of Buckingham.
Right, man, and as one soldier to another, I have a message to give my fellow for a certain lady of title. Leave us, and there's another crown for you.
Gentlemen's a gentleman. I must be treated as such. Thank you kindly. But I've one thing to warn you. No bribery.
Bribery?
If you've a notion to get away, I'll report you. Be it £100 you offer me.
Honest man.
Why, I'm honest. Accepting a little consideration to lodge you apart from the common lock-up and a few favours. 'Tis no more than a man's right. If you escaped, well, I'd swing for it. And no excuses took. Accessory after the crime. 5 more minutes, you.
Still friendly? As long as there's money. Will, listen. Now, Mr. Fletcher's time in the Roundhead Army was short and none too happy. Colonel Marsh humiliated him somewhat. They will not be too friendly under one roof.
No, sir.
My sister and her husband are doing all they can for me, but I cannot rely on them. I must get away. I will not wait here like a lamb for the slaughter. If I can bring my sister to help me more actively...
Through fear of the army?
Aye. Now you find out what you can, all you can, about how they fall in or out with Colonel Marsh.
Mr. Fletcher, have you heard any more concerning the case of Sir Thomas Lacey?
No, Colonel, and it is not for want of inquiring.
Seems they will leave him forever behind bars in Swinford.
Well, the Committee of Parliament which examines these cases has hundreds before it. God alone knows when Tom's will be considered.
In all sincerity, Mistress Fletcher, I wish your brother good fortune. He was ever a brave soldier. I see your bailiff has managed to raise some crops this year, Mr. Fletcher.
Yes, it was a bad winter. The third. Providence has not favoured us.
Except in the battlefield.
Mistress Lucinda has not spoken a word.
She looks
Your
so
man
sad,
Jack
poor
knows
child.
how to look after the soil.
Small wonder.
Indeed, what's...
Her father killed on the threshold of this very room. Her brother a prisoner, likely to be put to death. Her husband, who knows where, alive or dead.
Difficulties and new enemies.
The cause she loved and fought for, lost.
A sad catalogue.
No least expected.
This once great family by the sword divided.
You had any troubles in your regiment, Colonel?
Troubles? What troubles?
Well, in London, I hear of nothing but discontents, uprisals, even mutinies, all through the army, not to speak of the levellers and would-be confiscators of well-earned wealth or of 1,000 addle-pated religious sects.
We won't talk religion. But as to the army's troubles, they have not touched my regiment, which is disciplined and faithful, sir.
Ah. A pity other commanders cannot boast as much.
A pity, Mr. Fletcher, that Parliament does not find money to pay the men.
Parliament has its work cut out finding money to restore this ravaged land.
Parliament is full of fat merchants with fatter money bags made out of this war. It is a fact that now that we soldiers have won your war, all you wish is to disband us.
A proper course at the end of a war. Hannah.
To disband us without pay? Many regiments are months in arrears. Thence come your mutinies.
You must give Parliament time.
Empty bellies cannot wait long, sir. Whether a man wants to return home and feed his children, or march to Ireland with Cromwell against the Catholics, or stand guard in England against an enemy who might yet rally. I warn you, you must pay the arrears. You anger the men of Naseby at your peril.
The peril I perceive is of a march upon London. Why else are so many regiments being moved from all quarters to build up an entire army in counties close to London? You are the servants of Parliament, sir. Would you be its master?
I'm your guest, Mr. Fletcher. Perhaps we have both said too much. Mrs. Fletcher, I must thank you once more for your kindness and leave you. May I wish you and the young lady a good night. Good night, Mr. Fletcher.
Good night, Colonel.
I shall see our guest to the door. Colonel Marsh.
Ma'am?
Touching upon Mistress Prothero, I hope you took the sense of my words today. I will not have her in my house.
A pity, ma'am. She's loyal to our cause.
I will not be insulted by the presence of a turncoat trollop. To speak plainly, if my words are not heeded, I shall write to General Cromwell. I shall prevail upon my husband to speak in the House of Commons upon immoralities practiced under my roof. And to speak even plainer, the matter would then touch you, Colonel.
I thank you for your plain words. I have already declared that no member of my establishment shall be denied access to your kitchen or its stores. Otherwise, you will be given no cause for offense. Once more, good night, madam.
Unparade them! Come on, shift yourselves! What's the matter with your second call? It's sounding former buddy! Have you gone out of your senses? Take up your arms, former buddy!
Third call. Not a man stirs. I like not the look of this.
So it's come to my regiment.
Sir, it is mutiny.
So I perceive. And that, I presume, is the usual deputation.
Sir, one volley will end this madness.
I forbid it. The men are allowed by Army Council declaration to present grievances through their elected agents.
The men call them agitators, sir. Ruffians.
Has the Army Council sanctioned mutiny, sir?
Leave that to me. Mr. Truscott, bid them enter.
Sir.
Captain Leckie, go and collect an escort.
Yes, sir.
Enter.
March on.
Stand straight, men, like true soldiers. Sir, we beg leave to speak.
Hats off in the presence of our colonel.
Consider them on parade, Mr. Truscott. Corporal Saltmarsh, Hind, you are the agents for the rank and file.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm somewhat surprised to see you present, Ensign Salisbury. Please do not remind me that you are one of the 2 elected representatives of the officers. Are you here in that capacity?
Many officers are with me, sir, but in truth I am here for myself alone. According to the Army Council Ordinance of June the 5th...
I need not your instruction. State your grievances, men.
When are we going to be paid?
More pay, sir.
We have not been paid for 10
That
weeks.
is a legitimate grievance. But I think it is not only pay. This is the ribbon of the Leveller Party. Speak up. None of my men were ever cowards.
Yes, sir. We are levelers.
You are a leveller, Corporal. Like the serpent in Eden, you have poured your venom into the ear of my regiment.
Not venom, sir. I got it from the same Holy Bible you praised me for having on that night you asked me to join your company.
Since when did the Holy Bible sanction anarchy and theft?
When Adam delved and Eve span, who was then a gentleman.
Men, I stand by your rightful demand for pay. Not a day passes but I demand it for you. But I cannot coin money. It must be got, and got from Parliament. We soldiers must march if necessary and get it from them. Yes, we must march, but united and disciplined.
Sir, I think that is sufficient. Leave to withdraw, sir?
Nay, it is not sufficient.
It is not indeed, Ensign. You wear the green badge of the rabble, the meaner sort who want to rule and ruin this land. Off with it! Cast it down! Now, the rest of you, hear me once more and for the last time. The wearing of that political ribbon goes beyond your legal rights. It is sedition. And refusal to parade is mutiny. Such conduct earlier would have cost us the war. It could still lose us all. For sedition and mutiny, the punishment is death.
Pick 'em up, lads. With all respect, sir, you talk of anarchy and theft, who are a landowner. But to common folks like us, 'tis justice.
And God's paradise in this land,
Wallace?
sir.
You'll be hanged if you disobey. Ensign Salisbury, you'll be brought before a court-martial on the charge of failing to carry out your orders. I will bring forward no other matter.
Thank you, sir.
If you redeem yourself by marching those men who have obeyed me to the camp and bringing the regiment onto parade, where I shall address them and end this disorder.
Sir.
Corporal Saltmarsh, Hind, Wallace, one pace forward, march.
Remainder to your left-hand face. Smartly in file now. Prepare to march. March on.
Escort, Commander.
Sir. Escort ready, sir.
Prisoners, you will be tried for your lives tomorrow. Sergeant, lock them up. Mount a secure guard.
Sir. Prisoners, to your left-hand face. Prepare to march. March on.
We must make it impressive. A great hall, I think, Lecky?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, gentlemen. A matter has arisen which brooks no delay. We must dispatch this trial quickly. Sergeant, bring in the accused.
Such were the events which constitute the fomenting of mutiny of a seditious nature. Here is the evidence, including further writings found in the possession of the accused, Corporal Saltmarsh. By the Articles of War, the sentence for mutiny is death. I demand that sentence.
Defending officer?
Sir, we need no defender. My comrades wish me to speak for them.
Aye, sir. On your head be it then, Saltmarsh. You have the talents of a born leader. You might have done better. Speak on then.
Sir, the action we took is miscalled mutiny. It was but a bid to gain attention for the men's just grievances.
And this? It signifies support for a social mutiny across the whole nation.
How can I prove 'twas not mutiny nor sedition if I may not explain? How simple and godly is our cry for the common people.
This is a matter of a regiment refusing to parade. You stood defiant as ringleaders. Do you wish to refute that?
These two were but loyal to me, sir. I followed the angel that bid me fight with the sword of my mouth. Because thou sayest I am rich, meaning thou art rich, sir, and increased with
Quote me
goods,
not
therefore...
Scripture. That's an old trick of Satan. I have heard no legal defense. Only words of defiance and envy.
Envy, sir, is but your word for the knowledge of a man that he is of no less worth than his betters in station. I never heard it said that some men are born into this world with saddles on their backs, and others booted and spurred to ride them.
Boy, do not tighten the noose around your neck. I had a regard for you. I thought you loyal and godly.
Godly I am, and I have served you well.
You have fought bravely, and so have your companions.
And for what return, sir? A corporal's rank? You called me a born leader. You said I might have done better. Was I let to be a leader? Was I given a troop, a commission, and I one of God's elect?
It is
I could not...
lie in this man's mouth.
Here, spoke enough.
It is his right to finish. But finish quick, Corporal.
If, by your leave, Captain Lecky, if such as I, if all such as I have not equal rights in this land, what have we fought and bled for?
Is that all?
Aye, sir, for you have condemned us already.
I have no time to waste. Gentlemen, the case is proved. This court finds you all three guilty on the charges named. Corporal Saltmarsh is reduced to the ranks. Upon all three, I pronounce the sentence of death. But in the name of God's mercy, I remit the sentence upon two of you. One man must hang as an example to all. It shall be decided by the dice. All of you make your peace with God, for one of you shall die in the next day.
Sergeant.
Prisoners and escort, to your right-hand face. Better march. March on.
Gentlemen, I was delayed by this message brought this morning. The regiment is to march in 48 hours to join the army. The rendezvous is Newport Pagnell.
Praise the Lord. We march on London.
The nation needs discipline. O'Donnell Cromwell will teach it to them.
Return now to headquarters and draw up your orders. An execution before the regiment in 24 hours, and a move in 48. You have much to do.
Sir, there is something I must say to you, and I must put it off no longer, for I'm taking your pay dishonest.
Dishonest?
You? I'm your bailiff and your gamekeeper, sir. I'm paid to protect your game. It's been taken, sir. People from all round come on the estate and take anything that'll go in the pot. They're starving, sir.
It's no worse here than elsewhere.
Well, it was good of you to take me back after I fought against you. My Hannah is with child. I want this employ, but I will not cudgel those with empty bellies. I'll do my best to preserve your coverts, but I'll not stop a man from taking a rabbit, nor a bird for his poor children. Not till the people have food again. There. 'Tis spoken. You may discharge me, sir. I know I deserve it.
Jackman, you are a good Christian man. I would not lose you from my service.
Mr. Fletcher, we have orders to move. I must leave you in 2 days. We'll make good the campsite as well as we can, but we are in haste.
Trouble yourself not about a trodden field, Colonel. I seem to remember you were about to blow up the whole castle. But I have news for you, too. The case of Sir Thomas Lacey has been scrutinized. He's to be sent to the Tower of London without delay.
Justly. But I do not rejoice.
Well, my office does not permit me sentiment. I shall send him to London. Colonel, I shall require a cavalry escort from you.
I regret I cannot supply one, sir. I must move my regiment complete.
But the roads are unsafe. Parties of obdurate royalists lurk everywhere. Without a strong escort, the prisoner could be rescued.
You must send to the garrison in Banbury for your escort, sir. You will have it in 3 days. Wallace, Hind, you are cashiered out of the army. Captain Lecky, when they are dismissed, they are to hand in their arms and accoutrements. They are to be brought on parade tomorrow morning for their disgrace.
Yes, sir.
Saltmarsh, for your past good service, you will not be hanged. But tomorrow morning, in front of the regiment, you will be shot to death.
I want you not preacher. I say my own prayers. Sir, I wish my hands left free, and I will not be blinded.
Stand by the post, then. Soldiers, take up your positions. Stand well away, sir.
I commend my soul unto thee, O Lord. I commend unto thee all my lowly and poor brethren who have been betrayed. I come unto thee in the name of righteousness. Amen.
Present!
Let God arise, and let his enemies be scattered!
Give fire!
Cover your muskets! Order your muskets!
Shall be rid of them tomorrow. Oh, Mistress Lucinda, are you not glad? They are going tomorrow.
Glad.
I think how they blew their way in here. The great guns stormed us by force of numbers. And for all the price they paid in dead, they are going. And our castle still stands.
They've done their work.
Arnscote stands, Mistress Lucinda. You and I and Master Cropper and all the old faces are here to keep hope alive.
All. The day after that regiment goes, they'll take my brother Tom to the tower, give him a mock trial and murder him.
Forgive my thoughtless words. I grieve for Sir Thomas. I do. And for your dear good father, for whom I weep often at night.
Grieving, weeping. Can we do naught else? I'm idle. Idle while Tom is in danger and I don't see what I can do.
What can we do?
Once you slew a Roundhead with a knife.
I cannot slay all the Roundheads in the county.
I'm so unhappy here.
Your sister shows every kindness.
And that's what makes me a prisoner.
You are no prisoner. I have heard her bid you treat this house as if it were your own.
So reminding me that it is no longer my own. I must seem to be grateful to her. I must be silent. I must be still. Would I could find a pistol and free my brother even though I were killed doing it.
Wish not for death. You have a husband, my lady fair.
He has writ me nothing from France. Why not? Is he dead? I could live again if I had but news of my husband and hope for my brother.
Your secret papers are packed, sir. Take them to my room. I'll send a man to mount guard. When he arrives, come back and pack the maps.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Mistress Prothero,
I must consult you, sir. An urgent matter.
I am most occupied. May we speak later?
I fear the business is too pressing.
Take the bags, Hodges. Do not return until I send a relief.
Yes, sir.
I told you never to set foot in here.
Where else might I speak openly with you? At table with your officers? I have not seen you alone these 2 days or nights.
What would you, Susan? We are leaving tomorrow.
Oh, my dear, I wish to speak of tomorrow. I leave with you, I take it.
Well, indeed, you must leave. Mistress Fletcher has made that quite clear.
And how shall I leave?
How? With becoming dignity, my dear Susan.
Oh, as your camp follower. Oh, I have been discreet in our connection. But every officer, aye, and every soldier knows of it.
None has offended you, I hope.
No, but I see their smirks, Colonel. I never could call you Hannibal, even in bed. I am a lady.
Indeed, I know that well, my dear.
I am of good family, and am kin to the Fletchers by marriage.
I hope I have always treated you accordingly.
Treat me so now. Take me as your wife.
My wife? My dear, I have a wife.
Oh, wife. You've never said a word.
And 3 delightful children. It was not germane to our situation. Surely now, was it?
Siva.
Oh, Mistress Prothero.
Mistress Prothero, is it? I shall not be in your bed tonight.
I was of that very mind, my dear. I have an early rise and a long march tomorrow.
So you cast me off? After all we have been to each other?
My dear Susan, we have had an appetite in common, and I have given you much-needed protection in this castle. But now it is over. A time for ending.
You abandon me to starve, to be waylaid upon the road, to perish.
Never, my dear, never. I shall give you an escort to the main London road, which is safely patrolled by our troops. I shall see you sufficiently in funds to establish yourself in London. Once there, I'm sure your charms will assure your future.
Seducer! Viper! Monster!
No more, my dear. It spoils your beauty. About your packing, and I am truly most busy.
Hello! Oh, musket! Very much! March! On!
March down! Keep your dressing! We are right, I'm with. Martin! Near the road there! Move your foot! Oh.
So, they're gone. And why are you so sad?
I have a cause for sorrow. I have a brother.
We're doing what we can.
It may not be enough. John, when I saw Tom, he asked me to help him escape.
That's madness.
I told him so. Perhaps I was wrong.
My dear, despair has unbalanced you. You know that I myself, under Marsh's advice, have taken steps to make escape impossible.
Impossible?
My dear, I share your feelings, but I do my duty.
Oh, you will always do your duty.
What tone is this? You forced me to remind you. You're a Fletcher now, not a Lacey.
Blood is thicker than I thought.
Then I must preserve you from rash and useless thoughts. Wife, I must ask you to keep to your room until Sir Thomas is safe away from Swinford. The husband and his master.
I may not say goodbye to my brother.
You've said your goodbyes. Will Saltmarsh goes today with all Tom's needs for the journey. I shall give him a message to take. One of hope. And, my darling, Tom will be a time in the Tower. I shall go to London. My friends and I will save him.
If you can.
Dating blacksmith.
And are you, stranger? What can I do to help you?
My pony lacks a shoe.
We've no horseshoes left, sir. No iron to make 'em from. The Roundhead troopers took all. They was like a swarm of starlings, sir. Begging your pardon if you're of the Puritan persuasion.
No, Will Saltmarsh, I am not of that persuasion.
My lord Ferrer. You're outlawed, your head's in danger. Why come you here?
No matter. My last word was that you are loyal as ever you were.
Aye, sir.
Will, I am Simon Greenworthy, a buyer for the tailors of Cheapside in London, at present making my rounds of the Midland counties to buy cloth. Can you give me shelter? Just for one night only.
Well, there are no beds in the alehouse. Travellers in your position generally bed down in here, my lord.
Good. I saw the Roundheads leaving. Do any remain at the castle?
No, sir, not one.
And my wife? Is she still there?
She is.
Glory to God. Is she well?
Lovely as ever, my lord. But you do have a pining look.
Can you bring her to me?
Aye, sir.
But here, in the forge, shall we be safe?
Well, my father's out all day, buying charcoal.
I shall lock up the forge, sir. For I'm wanted up at the castle to take a bag of necessaries to Sir Thomas.
Yes. Our last word was that he was still locked up in Swinford.
He's to go to the Tower of London tomorrow, sir. For all the war's over.
Over, is it? We shall see. Will, Sir Thomas Lacey must not go to the Tower. I need your help. I must get word to him.
I told you, sir. I'm going to see him this afternoon.
Can I go with you?
It's difficult, my lord. Now, you don't know the town, and folk there don't know you.
I have a plan.
Well, then tell it me, and leave it to me. All's well, Master Greenworthy. I've got my regular pass to see the prisoner.
You have enough of what is needed, I hope.
Oh, aye. And a fine meat pie into the bargain. The rest is clean linen.
You are clear what you must tell Sir Thomas.
I never forgot my orders in all my years of soldiering, sir. So, I'll be off, my lord.
Did you get word to my wife?
Oh, I forgot. Well, how could I? Oh, I shall lock you in. But Father's key to the back door is on that hook.
Oh, my God.
My love.
They told me you were pale. The roses are back in your cheeks.
Oh, they came with you. But you're so beautiful. God be thanked. Are you from France?
Yes.
Come on duty. Will would tell me nothing.
Nor shall I. Better not to know.
But the danger, Edward.
Bliss, my sweetheart. Let us live in this moment. This moment alone.
Edward, may I not help?
Your part is to go back to the castle lest an alarm be raised.
When must you go again?
Tomorrow's dawn.
Then, let today be longer than any 12 months.
One dead man down, eh? Right. Oh, no offence, sir. Not meant personal. Delicious. If my old mother could see me now, eating from the kitchens of the gentry.
Well, wash it down, old fellow.
Trust me, sir. I never thought to taste such spirits.
Are you never drunk?
I am the possessor, sir, as they say, of hollow legs. I can hold it till kingdom come. Lucky, for I've my duties to perform. A steady hand and a true eye at all times, sir.
Well, this miraculous sobriety must I see for myself. Though I should not be surprised, you being an old soldier.
A man's military acquirements do not forsake him. I shall be sad to lose you tomorrow, sir. Downright sad that I will be. I can only hope, sir, your end comes quick and easy.
You are kindness in person. We'll drink to that. Here's to a sharp axe and a quick death.
This fellow's nearly empty.
Though every second brings my extinction nearer. How goes the hour?
Must be near 11, sir. Near the town clock any moment. Do I see a tear? For shame, sir. Drink and be brave.
No, I am no match for you, my friend. I begin to grow queasy.
The dregs are yours. More than dregs here, sir. Now we have our second dead man. And I wish it was to be our last and you to be spared. But, as that's not to be, may hellfire be not too for you. Now, who can that be? It's well past visiting time. Who's there?
Oh, must be an inspection. Else, why would the doorkeeper let him by?
Inspection, is it? I'll see about that. You out there? I'm coming.
Push well!
No need for that. He'll give you trouble.
No other talking.
Hurry!
Sent from France by the Queen and the Prince of Wales, with orders to prepare another rising for the King. My task is to go about the country and rally groups of gentlemen to ready themselves for battle.
After all the battles we have lost?
You cannot fail me, Tom. I'm but the messenger. You are the soldier who will prepare plans of action. We count on you.
It matters more what forces you can count on for a rising.
The whole country is sick of Parliament.
The Puritan army will rule.
The army is split.
Let a threat to them arise, and they will unite and smite like a hammer.
You've been cut off from the news, Tom. We've had reports from every part. Even the London prentices, Parliament's right arm, have shouted for the King.
Some of them.
The Navy is turning against Parliament. And Tom, listen. The Scots are gathering a great army to rescue the King.
The same Scots who handed him over to Parliament for £400,000.
Tom, our King is in the hands of the Roundheads.
Aye, and the moment we move, they will kill him.
Who will dare lay a finger upon an anointed king? In heaven's name, Tom, what is this? Are you for us or against us?
Edward, I am Sir Thomas Lacey, who serves the King. I'm with you to the end, whatever the odds.
God bless you, Tom. And God save the King.
With a little help from us.
Do I look like a wool buyer's servant?
You'll pass. Tom, dearest, come back safe. And bring my Edward safe with you. I've naught in the world but you two.
You have Arnscott, my lamb. You're the last true Lacey there, and I give you its charge. All the servants and the people about will look to you. You keep up their courage, and your own.
If only I could come with you. I'll try to be as brave as my two men.
Tom.